here with Laurie Holden from The Walking Dead. Laurie, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Very good. Congratulations for playing one of my favorite characters in the comic book.
Oh, nice.
Andrea.
Cool.
So do you want to tell the viewers all about Andrea who probably haven't read the comics like I have?
Andrea is a girl from Florida. She's a lawyer, and she goes on a road trip with her little sister. Her sister's in college, and our parents told us, no, you should fly, and we were like, no, we want to bond and have this girl moment. And as we're on the way to Amy's college, the apocalypse happens, the zombie scare occurs, and we break down out of gas, and this really lovely man, Gale, comes and picks us up in his RV and is very kind to us, and we just... we're kind of freaking out because we can't get in touch with our parents. We don't know if they're okay. We're at a camp with people that we don't really know, trying to make the best of it. But my sister, Amy, is like my favorite person in the world. She's my heart. So the Andrea-Amy relationship is very near and dear. And I also love Emma Bell, who plays Amy. So, yeah, I lucked out.
So you're very handy with the at least your character is very handy with the rifle in the comic books. Have you had to take any sort of firearms training to get prepared for this?
Actually, it's kind of funny because I've done a lot of movies and TV shows where I've played cops or superheroes, so I know how to work a gun really well. So if anything, I need to stay away from it because Andrea starts out as just a girl kind of trying to figure things out. She doesn't know that she has the skill set. So that will unfold. Right now, she's just, she's a lawyer that's just like ran out of gas and is like, I'm freaking out. So, so when they say like, hey, do you want to go to the sniper place? I'm like, actually, let me stay away from that right now because Laurie Holden, the actress, is very similar to Andrea. Like, I really know my guns. So for starting the series where I don't, it's best for me to be like, oh, I've never held a gun before. This is like, what is this? It's like a mouse.
You're also in Frank Darabont's production of The Mist. Can you tell us whether The Walking Dead is more hopeful than The Mist or just as kind of tragic?
Well, I mean, I haven't read the entire comic book. I've only read Compendium 1. It's pretty awful in the sense that a lot of people, and I'm not giving anything away, but, a lot of characters that you fall in love with are going to pass. But, The Mist, there was an end. This is ongoing, and it's epic storytelling. I mean, it never ends. I mean, Robert has written such a huge comic series that, there's going to be a lot of hopeful moments, and there's going to be a lot of tragic ones. So we're just following their lead.
Okay, so tell us a little bit about your character and who you play.
Okay. I play Amy. She is the younger sister of one of the main characters named Andrea. And her and Andrea were coming back they were going to Amy's school on a little road trip when this whole zombie apocalypse happened, and they get stranded and they get taken in by a character named Gale in his RV, and then here we are at the survivor camp.
Okay, so how does your character deal with this sudden, apocalypse of zombies and stuff like that? How do you think that she deals with it compared to how it was before, before the zombies?
I think it's hard. I think it's hard for Amy. Laurie Holden plays Andrea, and Andrea is a very strong character. Amy is a very strong character, but she's also very affected. I think, she's a younger sister, and she has her older sister there with her, so she can kind of lean on her sister's shoulder. She's she deals with it, I think, very naturally. I think she deals with it how a lot of people would deal with it. I think that she kind of never was faced with anything like this. She's kind of a girl from middle class, and, I wear pink a lot, so I'm probably pretty girly, and to be faced with these horrific events. But she's a survivor. She's surviving, and she's adjusting, and all of that.
That's nice. Well, we want to know a little bit about the set, how it is on set, how the zombies and people walking around.
Yeah.
How does it feel?
It's great. The set is amazing. I mean, everybody who works the camera crew, the set decorators, the grip. I mean, the entire crew, and all of the cast and the producers and everybody. Like, this is really a labor of love. We all really love this project. I read the comic books, and when I stepped on set, I was like, oh my gosh, I'm in this comic book. I mean, it's crazy. I mean, every detail is there on this set. It's amazing. It's a beautiful set.
And the zombies, they're the slow kind, right?
They're the slow kind.
Do they play like a prominent role, or is this
the apocalypse?
Right.
Yeah, I mean, I think that over time, just watching zombies attack would get kind of boring. It's like, another zombie attack. So yeah, there's zombies, but it's also a character-driven show. It's also about the characters.
That's pretty much how the book is. I mean, the zombies are there, but it's really about the characters.
Yeah, it's about the characters and their will to survive, and how they deal with this, and it shows what happens to human beings when something this horrific happens to them. How do they react to it? What comes out of them? It's really interesting.
Well, thank you for talking to us.
Yeah, no problem.
Nice.
To meet you.
I'm Gale Hurd. I produced The Terminator and Aliens and The Abyss and Armageddon and the Hulk, The Incredible Hulk, the Punisher films, and I'm one of the executive producers on The Walking Dead.
Okay, so tell us a little bit about how the show is going to be in relation to the actual comic.
Well, one of the reasons why we wanted Robert Kirkman so involved as an executive producer is to make sure that we are translating his comic into another medium with his blessing. So it's true to the comic without following it completely, because it's a different medium, and we can take some detours. But anyone who's a fan of the comic book, I think will feel that we've done it justice. And
all right, well, we all hope so. So there's 6 episodes for the first season so far. How's it coming along? How many episodes are you in right now?
We are in the middle of 104, so our 4th episode, which is actually written by Robert Kirkman. So he wrote the teleplay, and so the 4th out of the 6.
Okay, the zombies. We all want to know about the zombies. How do they look so far?
Well, the zombies look pretty awesome. I know you've seen some blown up stills out there, and we're not holding back at all. And we have Greg Nicotero, who is one of the finest makeup artists, and certainly in the zombie genre. He's worked with Greg. He's worked with George Romero. He's also famous for his work with Robert Rodriguez and Quentin Tarantino. So and he's on set every day. He's directing Second Unit. So we're in very good hands.
And that's one of the things that we know about, since it's on AMC, like that channel. You can really stretch it just a little bit further than you can on like network television.
No question. I mean, they knew going in that this is the zombie genre. There will be blood.
So, I have one more question for you, how do you think the zombies? Because there hasn't been many zombie series, at all. How do you think the response will be when it comes out? I mean, not only the fans of the comic, of course, they're gonna love it, but about new audiences, new eyes.
Well, zombie films recently, there have been a lot of great ones, and I think it's actually expanded the audience and the awareness of the zombie genre. So I think that anyone who's loved the zombie genre will be attracted to this, as well as people who love great stories and really compelling characters.
My name is Robin. We're here at the Media Junkyard, and I'm talking to Andrew Lincoln, who plays Rick Grimes. Did you have to read the comic to prepare for the role, or did you kind of go in fresh?
I did a bit of both. It's a very good question, because I started, when I got the script through, I wanted to find out more. I just wanted to get his background and more detail. Then I started reading and got about 200, 300 pages in, and then I thought when I got the gig, I just said, I don't actually want to know that much detail about what happened, and I wanted to discover it as I shot. So it was a very good question.
Actually, yeah. So you never know, the story might change.
That's it. That's it.
Okay, well, reading the comic, I'm sorry, I keep going back to the comic here. I always saw Rick as a guy who was like forced to take the leader role just because he was, a cop. Who is Rick Grimes to you?
He's an everyman. He's somewhat Gary Cooper. He's Jimmy Stewart. The thing that I loved about the graphic novel is that I instantly had an affinity with him because he's an everyman, and I think that was what I wanted. I said to Frank, I really want everything to cost this man. He's not your archetypal, impenetrable hero. Everything, he gets eroded over time. He's a deeply dignified man. He's practical. He's all of these kind of admirable qualities. There's a great expression about a hero is a man who does all he can. And if that's the case, that is so apt. Then he is a hero. That's the kind of guy I'm trying to make him.
In the zombie apocalypse, you never know who is going to die next. Do you have a good feeling you're going to make it to the end of the series, or
who knows? Who knows? We have a running gag on set, which is the AMC have done a sort of zombieschool.com. I don't know if you know about it, but everyone's reading the scripts going, it could be www.zombieschool.com. You're always waiting for that text to come through. I mean, it adds such a pitch to this. I spoke to someone, Eric, who runs a website, and I said, what is it that you love so much about Rick Grimes? What does he represent to you? Because I feel a great responsibility to the fans. And he said, the great thing is that nobody is safe. That with the whole idea of the hand being chopped off is that, and I love that it was so raw, and I think that's what people aspire to in a serial comic book, is that they never know what's going to happen next. And that's one of the excitements of doing the first ever TV zombie series, is that you can have that. It feels like a serial as well. We keep getting scripts through, and it's like Christmas Day. Every morning we read these things, and they're beautiful. I mean, they're extraordinary. And it's not just the action, it's the character and the soulfulness of the show, which I think is absolutely in the graphic novel. What is left of humanity?
Exactly. All right, so zombie apocalypse comes. What is the weapon you want to be left stranded with?
Crossbow.
Crossbow.
Without a shadow of a doubt. Come on, and not with the hooks in. You want one you can just silent, deadly, reusable, recyclable. Come on, it's got to be the crossbow.